Hello, beloveds. Namaste. In this video, I wanted to talk about resistance and allowing yourself to flow, or allowing yourself to trust your heart and your observation. Ever since birth, we get encoded into this matrix, this cultural matrix, social matrix. I've mentioned this in other videos, and it seems to be hard sometimes because of this demands for you to meet the normal standards of the world. Sometimes it's hard for you to be from your heart, and it's not so much that it's hard, though. What I am referring to is when you're young and vulnerable. I think for me it was probably when I was about I want to say around 4 to about 6 years old. That's when I started noticing that the world was kind of strange. That the whole childlike, carefree, living the natural way wasn't how people wanted you to live. And it wasn't how it was designed for you to live here from the human persona aspect. Naturally, from the natural way, it should have stayed that way, because we would have been progressing not just technological but spiritually and in many other forms. So we come to this place where after years you feel this need to protect yourself because when you are young and you live from your heart, it's tough. You're very sensitive. Everything, you feel all the vibrations very profound, like you're an intuit. So people tend to take advantage of you. They send bad vibes to you. It's a zoo. It's a circus out there. So you have to eventually just kind of allow a little bit of, well, you don't have to, you never have to. Actually, I take that back. You never have to allow anything from a young age, but it seems to be the easier way because you're vulnerable and you don't know any better. And people nowadays, they're very desensitized, so if you just naturally stay from your heart, which would be ideal, and you naturally stayed in the present moment just observing, people would think just that you're just the oddball, you're just a misfit, which is fine. Everything's always okay. It just makes it hard to communicate with people, I guess. And it makes it hard to be around people. I mean, you would have to pretty much kind of isolate yourself for some time, and that's what some people do. And they do it as they get older, or through a younger stage, maybe depending on their circumstances. They stay there. They naturally don't resist their heart's emotions, and they truly flow with it from a young age. And those are people, very rare people. Those are people like Jesus, Buddha, um, uh, people from the Hindu religions, pretty much a lot of the mystic people we hear about, and sometimes very like highly spiritual people that like Gandhi, Mother Teresa. Those are people that are that never really truly stopped resisting and truly went with their heart. Um, but yeah, I wanted to make this video about not resisting and 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 going with the flow of your emotions, because in the end, that's the only true center point that you have to ground yourself in, to fully be alive and appreciate this life and truly be submerged in the consciousness and emotion of living. Anything else outside of that, you're taking away from your quality of living. So in return, when you do go with the heart and you do go with the flow of your observational self, or your higher self, or your inner spirit, and you don't resist, you end up getting to this point of true love, true bliss, not mental, intellectual, conditional love, uh, or not a sense of peace because you've attained a certain thing, like temporary peace. You gain a true everlasting peace, and your quality of life, your quality of the present state of being, it's much more amazing, much more um, oh wow! I mean, sometimes there's just no words for it. You just feel it, and there's no words for it in our language. It's this sense of ease, carefreeness, while all at the same time everything's being taken care of. You're still able to adventure and have a laugh and be creative and play and 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 truly explore this reality of this life and this world at a more profound way. And coming from this point, we gain way more happiness. We gain um, higher levels of awareness that are allow us to even build better social systems, and the way we socialize and communicate with one self to another self, um, one spirit to another spirit, and how we can do a just living system that's whether it's just uh, very simple as possible, um, so we don't depend so much on resources. Um, but sometimes resources and technology can be a good thing if used. Like this phone. This phone's a technology. It's allowing me to get to people out there. It's allowing me to communicate in this symbiotic way. So it's been a good tool. The idea is to know it's part of nature, and to use it in a respectful manner with the responsibilities that it came from some sort of resource of nature. So to create this device, we had to have undone some sort of natural element So it's having to be responsible on what technologies, if they are sustainable, if they are, um, if it makes sense. And then we can bring a balance to our what our spirit or what our self truly wants. And we all want the same thing: to be loved, to be appreciated, and in the end, that's all that matters. But we can only truly get that if we become that. And like myself, I make myself vulnerable and I make myself available in that space so that I allow others to do that in their space, and we can meet halfway. And that's kind of how this world would work, or how it works. Um, you feel that sense of uh, love or appreciation for this uh, moment, and it projects to you, and you feel that and you project it to me, and it's all very easy, very simple. It's not a lot to really uh, comprehend, really. It's not a philosophy, it's just a state of being, a state of, it's not an intellectual, mental, take notes, take this, take that, gather up all this information, and then try to make some sort of solution in some sort of equation and go from that point. It's taking the mind away, and truly being present in your heart and in your present moment, and then just in that moment going forward from that moment, um, creating moment by moment in an authentic way. And eventually, um, once enough people do this, then it creates a tipping point, and then it's unimaginable. We're limitless. It's what we can create in our way of life. It's like it's so much potential. We have so much potential, so much possibilities, uh, and I mean, I can't even fathom how it would be. I just know that it would be beautiful. It would be um, very, very, um, almost even surreal and magical. Um, but that's, you know, in that present moment of time. But right now we are here in this moment, and in this moment is all that matters for now. And when you're in the state of observation, it's just like it would be there. It's still beautiful. It's still very peaceful, very blissful, very lots of joy, lots of positive emotions, good health, good everything. And it would be amazing if everybody experienced something like this, so we can alleviate suffering out there, um, from people, and move to our next level of awareness and consciousness, and create something better, because that's what we're all trying to do, progress. And it's funny because we're already whole and complete, but I don't think we're just gonna, like, I don't think I'm just gonna be sitting here in my room forever. I think it's fun to go out and create and explore and all that. But we have to do it from a point of being whole and complete, so that this becomes like a fun experience, a fun like project. There's no attachment or identification with this. It's just uh, it's just a fun time. It's just experience, just for the sake of experiencing uh, different things. And once we've gathered all these experiences, and that's when we probably go on to our next uh, level of experiences and whatnot. And it all starts with just allowing and not resisting to be in your heart and in your observational space, in your present wholeness, and going from that point. And I make myself, I allow myself to be in this space so that you can find it easier to be in that space. As far as it's like an encouragement. It's like, I got your back. Like there's somebody else that understands uh, if you are your authentic self. No need to uh, have this persona or nothing. Uh, and you are already whole and complete, and you should not need to even have my validation or my love. You should already have it within yourself, and then it is mutually, naturally shared. We share that same space. So that's pretty much it for this video. Much blessings, lots of love, and namaste.